Well, it's another quick follow-up video to my earlier one of today. I've now reintroduced the current hack to the BCM Replacer. So I've introduced the plus 30% code. Well, it's actually a bit more than that. And all you need to do is obviously the MCM contains the 8 resistors, which are familiar for those who use the current hack. And so I've swapped that over for just a plus 30% MCM, and otherwise that's standard. And then the BCM Replacer already has a jumper on the board to enable the current hack, and there's the resistor on the board. Now I am going to change the value of the resistor to make it in line with the plus 30% code, and so I've just added another small resistor on the jumper itself, and that's working fine. So if I show you the BCM screen here, and so this is the screen in the car, and you'll see there's quite a bit going on here. This is the normal BCM display. So you'll see it's just tick over charging now, about 8 or 9 amps basically, just about 9 amps, and that is the hacked current. So that's the actual correct current. What the BCM Replacer is actually sending to the MCM is lower than that, so that the BCM and the MCM remain in what's the word I'm looking for? Remain together, equal. So, but this is the actual current hack. I think it might have just, it's thinking about recalibrating, or it's just ticking over. Anyway, it stopped charging for the time being. So if I look on the BCM gauge, I'll put some manual regeneration on actually, I think. Oh, I've got my foot on the clutch, that won't help. So I've put a little bit of regen on there, and you can see this is showing 2.1 amps. I haven't adjusted the obdiic&c and c, so this is the non-hacked value, if I remember correctly. And if we go to the BCM Replacer, we'll see it's actually charging at 3 and a bit amps. And interestingly, if we look at the BCM dual BCM gauge, on the top line there we have the OEM BCM gauge, and that's an unmodified one. So that's reading the actual current, and that's showing us it's 3.2 amps. And then the replacer is below that, and that's actually showing us the hacked value. So you'll see that that's about a third lower than the value above it. So basically it means the car current sensors read about a third lower than they do normally, so that makes the car increase the current by approximately a third in response to that. So that's where you get your plus 33% current hack from. So yeah, so that's working with the BCM Replacer, and you can enable or disable that as you wish in the BCM Replacer. And if you look at the screen, actually again there at the bottom right hand corner now, I was mentioning to you, we've actually got 2 numbers now there. Now, the one that's ticking away rapidly, that's the refresh rate of that particular screen. So you can see that's refreshing very quickly, and the 384 is just how many bytes of information I needed to center the video display. So if we go through the menus here, so that's the tap voltage screen. You can see they're all pretty equal, and that's refreshing faster because it's got less information on the screen. And again, the less information there is on the screen, the faster it refreshes. But even with a full, this one you see for instance has got nothing on the screen at all hardly, and it's it's 50-60 times a second that's refreshing. This one's got quite a reasonable amount of information, but still that's still refreshing at probably 10 or 20 times a second. That's one of the diagnostic screens, and that's the error screen. There's no errors as you can see at all at the moment. And that is the splash screen, as we mentioned, the blank screen, and back to the normal screen. So I'm just going to go out for a bit of a test drive now with the current hack. So after now the current hack's working, the next job is the CAN cell monitors, but that's where we are at the moment. Plus current 30%, plus 30% current hack active.